Horn Surprise, this is Joe Shifton, and I got Mike Williams from Eyehategod on the phone line. How are you, man?
I'm doing great, man. Everything's cool.
Where are you calling from today?
Right now I'm calling about an hour outside of New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm out here in the woods, man. It's been raining here all day, so it's to me that's a nice day. I like it. It's nice and dark out here.
And Mike, since you obviously are close to home, or you are home, what is, when you come back from tour, the first thing you do when you get back home?
The first thing I do when I get back from tour?
Yeah.
Grab something alcoholic to drink and try to get over the DTs from the tour, and then probably pass out, go to sleep for like 3 days. Because touring, you know, there's not a lot of sleep involved in that, so it's nice to come home into your own bed sometimes and just crash, you know?
Right, and you've been doing this for many years, so why don't you take us a little bit into the birth of yourself in the music industry?
Oh, man, I've been in bands since, you know, I was a kid, you know, but I've been playing in different bands since I was 15 years old, you know, but mostly punk rock bands and stuff like that, thrash bands and stuff, but as far as like working like with the labels and stuff like that, that didn't happen till later, you know, like in the 90s, you know, but it all came together pretty just unexpectedly, really. I mean, I never thought we weren't trying to, you know, be a band that we were just playing for ourselves in the beginning, you know. We weren't trying to impress anyone at all, you know. We still don't try to impress anyone. We just, you know, still do what we want. But so we luckily people liked it, and it was something different, and we're still doing it to this day. So.
Right, and you have a new album in the works called Whiskey Drunk. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, when people can expect it?
That's completely false. I don't know why that rumor is being spread. The name of that album is not the name of the record. I don't know who started that, but it's kind of pissing us off. There's no such thing as Whiskey Drunk. I don't know where somebody would even make that up from. That's not true. Yeah, we're working on a new album, but that's not we don't have a name for it yet. There is no name for the new album. We've recorded new songs, and we have a new song called New Orleans is the New Vietnam. We have a song called Medicine News, another song called Robitussin and Rejection. And we got a full album written, you know, and it's just a strange thing that somebody spreads this. That would, if we called an album Whiskey Drink or Whiskey Drunk or whatever they're saying, that would be like one of the stupidest things I could ever call a record. We've already got a song called Dixie Whiskey. We've been playing now for 20 years, so to call an album Whiskey Drink would be the stupidest thing. I just want to dispel that rumor because it's driving me crazy.
Oh, I hear you. And when can people expect to hear this new music? Around when?
I don't know. We're still trying to pick a label. We a bunch of labels we're talking to, and you know, we've considered putting it out ourselves, but you know, it's hard with the distribution part of that. But we're just working with some different people and trying to find out where it would be best for us, you know, because we don't trust record labels very much. That's one reason it's taken us so long to put out a new album, is that besides other things, that one of the problems is that we don't trust record labels at all. You know, we've had bad luck in the past, and you know, things change, but you know, we just we're trying to make sure everything is perfect so we don't get screwed again, you know.
Right, of course. And is there any chances of releasing it via House School Records with your boy Phil Anselmo?
Yeah, there's a possibility, sure. That's one of the people we're talking to. But I mean, you know, everything's up in the air, like I said. That was another rumor that everybody says we've already signed with them, but that's not true. We haven't signed with anyone. Right now, we have no label, you know. We're putting out a 7-inch soon, a one-sided 7-inch for this tour we're doing with the song New Orleans is the New Vietnam on it, and that's actually on this label called A389, but we're not signed to the label. It's just a one-off deal, you know. Mm-hmm. As far as putting out a full length, we haven't chosen who we want to do that yet. But Phil's, yeah, we've talked to him all about it.
Right, and you just mentioned you're going on the road, a tour called the New Vietnam Tour. You're starting on July 20th in the UK. You're going to Germany, Austria, Norway. What can people expect? What can your European crowd expect this time around from Eyehategod?
Well, the tour is actually called Europe is the New Vietnam instead of, because the song is called New Orleans but the tour is called Europe is the New Vietnam. They can expect us to play for almost 2 hours probably every night because we try to do as many songs as we can, and we like to play, so we get up there and play as much as possible, you know. Unless we're too hungover, then we might cut it short. But we usually try to play as long as possible, and we just put 100,000% into our show, you know, just sweating every night, you know, just getting up there, and hopefully the crowds will sweat and bleed too, so it should be all good.
Yeah, you guys are one of the most intense live bands out there. There's no question about it. You know what I mean? It's pure adrenaline. If anybody goes to your show, nobody is like. If you're not sweating at the end of an Eyehategod show, you were not at a show. You know what I mean? It's like.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it's never happened to me. But we did a show and I walked away and didn't feel beat up and soaking wet. You know, I would feel like and drenched in beer and whiskey and vodka. I wouldn't think that it was a good night. You know, I mean. That's just how it should be done, you know. I mean, and it's not something we're trying to do. It's just how we feel about the music, you know. I mean, I can go on stage, I can feel like dog shit, like before the show, and like, oh man, you know. And then as soon as we get on stage, though, something clicks, and you just, you know, you get into that mindset where you just, you know, you just want to destroy things. So that's just the way we feel about it.
Right. And what happened at Scion Fest that I heard you guys are getting banned from the whole Scion organization? You want to talk a little bit about that? Because it's bullshit.
Well, there's never been an official thing said about that, but, and I don't know, there's been rumors around and people have posted stuff about it, but, well, Scion, you know, is owned by Toyota, right?
Yeah.
Toyota is a major corporation that owns Scion, and, you know, Toyotas are kind of they tend to be more of the fundamentalist. There's a lot of religious things that they have wrong with them. Like they don't like our name. Basically, they don't like the name Eyehategod, and the reason they banned Knockmistium for whatever they believe in. And there's been other bands that they just won't have anything to do with because of their name of the band or something that the band believes in, which I don't understand because I thought they were, you know, for the underground, which to me means that's everybody, you know. I mean, I would think that no matter if they want to promote extreme music, why does the name have anything to do with it? But you know, I think it's the whole Toyota situation that or there's some right-wing Christianity floating around over there that they don't want bands like us involved. And that's fine with me. I would love to have their money. The money would be excellent, but you know, if they don't like our name, then it's not like we're going to go change it. We're not going to, you know, bend for anybody. So it is what it is, you know.
Right. But that's interesting that you mentioned that because obviously now more than ever we all need the support, especially within the underground. And if a corporation jumps in, it can be a really good thing, but then it can also be a really bad thing. It's like
I agree. I mean, at the same time, it's like I said, they definitely have helped out a lot of bands. You know, a lot of my friends' bands have done things with them, and they're bands that have no money at all. You know, until they hooked up with Scion. You know. But it's also something too. It's to give them street credibility for one thing. You know, it's like why does a car company need street credibility? I have no idea. I mean, I understand that the people who work there now are like my age and our age, and they're into metal and they're into punk and garage rock and all this stuff. But it's just funny that they're picking and choosing. Like, you know, I mean, maybe they just hate our music. Who knows? But you know, it can be a good thing. I mean, it's definitely helped out a lot of bands to get on the road and tour, and hopefully they can take the money they've made and put it into themselves and start doing it themselves, you know, and not have to rely on a major corporation to fund an underground scene.
Right. And Mike, what are your plans when you come back from Europe? Anything line up here in America for Eyehategod or any other projects?
Yeah, as soon as we come back, we probably have about 2 weeks off, and then we're going to the West Coast. We're doing like Portland, Seattle, San Francisco, Denver, I think a few other places. I'm not sure if it's all been confirmed yet. But yeah, as soon as we get back, we're doing that, and we hope to settle this label situation before we leave, so we can get home. And when we get home from tour, we'll have a label waiting for us, and we can go right in the studio and knock this thing out. You know.
Right, and do you know already who you're gonna be working with in the studio?
Yeah, the new LP.
Right, and do you have a production team lined up already for that, or you just gotta wait and see what happens?
No, we're still trying to work that out too. There's been some names thrown around too of like who's gonna engineer it and produce it, and it's just been a lot of decision making. You know, like I said, we want to do everything right. You know, it's been so long since we've done an album. You know, we're just we're wary of the labels, but we're also we want people to be happy. We want the Eyehategod fans to be happy. You know, we're a band that we're not like, you know, we're a band like, you know, AC/DC or the Ramones or something. I mean, there's as far as like the music, it sometimes it varies, you know, but we're Eyehategod, and that's what we sound like. So we're trying to keep the fans happy at the same time progressing just slightly, you know. Some of the songs are more like blues oriented, you know, and stuff like that, but it's still that heavy. A lot of people are comparing the new stuff to the old Take Us Needed for Pain album, which is a classic record that most people love, so that's been a good thing that I've heard.
Right, absolutely. And hey, Mike, before we got out of here, what do you think about the whole arrest of Randy Blythe from La Mongade over in the Czech Republic? What do you have to say about that?
Randy's an old friend of mine, man. I've been knowing Randy. I knew Randy when he was this stupid punk kid coming to see Eyehategod and begging me if he could get up on stage and sing with me, you know. And we used to let him sing. We had an instrumental we used to have called God Song, and we used to bring Randy up on stage to sing it just because he was always hanging around. Every time we'd play Richmond, Virginia, you know. So I've been knowing Randy forever. We used to stay at his house every time we go through Richmond. He's an old friend, and it sucks to see what's going on here. I mean, I don't know what the situation is exactly, but from what I hear, he really hasn't done anything. I think he's just being made an example out of, is what it seems. I like I said, I don't know what's going on. You know, I don't know the situation. I know their government's different over there. Their laws are different, and there's, you know, it's just a foreign country. It sucks to be stuck over there, you know, for him. Hopefully he'll get out soon and they can work this out, and everybody will be happy, and it won't be this won't go on for much longer, you know. So yeah, I wish him luck, man, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And Mike, any final words before we get out of here that you want the Eyehategods to hear right now?
Yeah, just come to the shows, man. We'll be, you know, after, like I said, we do Europe, then we do the West Coast, some of it, and then we'll probably be touring some more in America and just trying to keep touring and get this new record out. So we have a website called eyehategod.ee people can go to, or I have a website called Mike9, that's with the Roman numerals, Mike9.com, and they can get, you know, Eyehategod shirts, and I have a book out called Cancers of Social Activity. They can buy my book, they can buy, you know, everything, so just check those out, and we hope to see everybody at a show, man. Buy me a shot of vodka when you see me.
Absolutely, Mike. I want to thank you for your time and the opportunity to talking to you today.
Yeah, it was great talking to you, man.
And for all the years of carrying the torch all over the place, have an awesome tour, and good luck with the whole record deal situation, man.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it.
All right, you be well, brother.
All right, take care.